Welcome to Twisted Talk with Ryan Riley. He's Rye, I'm Riley, and if you have joined us today, I hope you have a wonderful time, unless you're a sniffer. If you're a sniffer, you can please leave.
We don't appreciate people who sniffle a lot. It's annoying. Get it together. Heard of a handkerchief, pal? No? It's an old-timey cloth they used to... It doesn't matter. You're talking to the Twisted Talk guys.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Anyways, man.
I won't do that again, I promise.
To keep the nose running, I just wanted to initially kind of bring up.
I like how you touched your nose after you did that.
I got mad coke
You
nose,
fucking
like Amber
sniffle
Heard.
on me, yeah.
like,
Exactly. The phantom handkerchief.
I mostly just wanted to kind of complain a little bit, just to start off. So I was mowing my grandma's lawn, being a good grandson. But she had like a crew of people hired to like weed and reset her flower beds and stuff, get like bark chips and whatnot down. And like the fucking like head of the dude had the fucking gall to like tell me to like stop mowing and turn off and like tell me how he wants me to mow. And
Did
I'm
you
like,
say head of the dude?
the like head of like
Yeah,
dudes. I meant to say dudes.
I'm so sorry, but you're like, yeah, but and then the head of the dude had the gall, like he said it out of his head.
Just one. He's like Voltron.
Yeah. He broke apart, and the head just walked over to me.
It's like, you, sir, need to mow this direction.
Just tiny little legs on top of a giant head. It's like, hey, buddy, listen, you can't be doing this mowing shit.
But no,
you have a sit-down mower, right?
Yeah, well, my grandma does.
Yeah.
You're
not. I know you're not just hauling it back and forth.
Drive the mower all the way over to my grandma's house. But no, like it just like rubbed me the wrong way, and like I don't know, this short man, like he stood there like and did this. Like he put his hand up, like
with his hand on his waist,
hand on the hip, other hand up in a stop sign. Like he's just like
it's like some weird crossing guard.
Yeah,
shit.
and I'm just like, all right. It's like they have blocked so much space with all their vehicles and shit. Like it was weird for me to park. Like I had to drive around them and go in between some shit and like go off the path and like
why
couldn't mow everything. They were just annoying. And
so they said that you couldn't mow because
they just told me they wanted me to mow, and I'm like, I guess that's fair if it's gonna impede with their work, but at the same time, like you're not my boss.
Yeah.
100%.
That's like, was it gonna like? What was it gonna affect them? How? Were you even nearby?
It was gonna blow some grass onto her walkway, and some of which into the area that they were eventually gonna fill with bark chips. But they have a leaf blower.
Yeah.
And also, I could just sweep it.
Yeah.
And they showed up a day early.
I was also about to ask, like, why did you?
They weren't
like,
supposed to
like,
be
did your
there
grandma ask you to come at this? It's like, well, I got 2 birds, 1 stone. Like.
Nah, they showed up a day early. They just kind of says like, we're gonna do it today. And she's like, okay.
My grandson's out there mowing the lawn and stuff. Like, yeah, because then it would have been in makes way more sense. Like for you to go the day before the landscapers are gonna come in and do the garden.
Do all this shit. Yeah, and so like.
That's weird. That sucks.
Yeah. So
just a little short guy.
Yeah. Just a little short guy.
Do you think that like is part of it? I mean, you brought it up.
Maybe it's just is the thing. It's like I'm
like Napoleon complex, whatever they call that.
Is like he's the boss of everybody, and he's short, and so he feels like he can boss me around too.
You know that they also say Napoleon really wasn't actually like really that short.
I mean, like in comparison to like
the people's like average height at that time. Like we've just like as a human species, like now like the average height is like 6'1" or something like that. Like it's like I think it was like 5'8" or whatever. Like that was the average. That's kind of crazy. Everyone was just kind of that tall.
People were short as fuck back in the day. That was what made Vikings terrifying to the British people. I don't know if you know this. They were literally like on average like 8 inches to a foot taller than all the British people that they were coming to pillage.
Okay, I thought you were saying the Vikings were really short. I'm like, this is news
vice
to me.
versa. Yeah, British people were really short.
That checks out.
They were like 5'5" average, and like the Vikings were all like 6'1", 6'2"
You tell me like
average.
Thor was supposed to be a midget. Like, but little person, my bad. But that's great. I totally flip-flop that. Okay, that totally tracks. Yeah, like because they were like the big fucking
scary
Thor and
dudes.
Yeah, and just like come and pillage shit. Yeah, dude, Vikings were crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, do you think you would do well like in a Viking society? I don't really know too much about Viking society. So, I'll be real with you. I'm gonna base part of this off of fucking How to Train Your Dragon.
I mean, that's honestly perfectly
Which I
fair.
saw that movie maybe 10 years ago. I don't even know. When did that movie come out?
I do not know.
There's 1,000 of them now.
Yeah, there's end of show and shit.
Yeah.
But that's fair. Most of my Viking knowledge comes from like Last Kingdom and Norsemen.
There's also like the show Vikings that I've been told I should watch. Like
I've been told it's good. It's been recommended to me.
It's always like I see it on Hulu and stuff.
Yeah.
I should check it out. But Vikings, using what little Viking knowledge we have.
I don't like to just work with your theory. I don't think I would do poorly in a Viking culture. That's like the side thing. Like first off, we have an advantage being dudes. Though interestingly enough, for like the era, Vikings were strangely, it seems, based off of like most of the things I've seen, a little more not much, marginally, but a little more like progressive in this terms of like equality and women's rights. Like in a sense, like there's like a famous like Viking female like soldier, and like there's it seems mildly understood from what I understand, like
Valkyries and
the
stuff.
Shared thing, yeah, like Valkyries are a thing, and then like the women did get to like, I believe, choose their partners. It wasn't like a lot of things like a lot
married off or some shit,
which is how it was everywhere else at the time. So it's just like in this sense, is like if she didn't want to marry the guy, she'd be like, no, fuck you, and like kind of literally say that, and like the two couples just lived however they wanted. The couple lived however they wanted to live. The two people, like, so if they had a progressive couple, that was fine, and they could do their thing, and they just had their own homestead, like where if the lady of the house ran everything, and if they had a really sexist couple, that was also fine. So that's like,
it's just like everyone was just doing their thing.
Yeah, and a lot of, the more higher up people were like just who could win fights. Yeah. And so they were usually jock, meathead, aggressive, testosterone.
I don't think I'd be, really on the council, if you feel me.
Exactly.
I don't think I'm going to be... If it's me transported there now, do you know what I mean? Like this guy, I'm doomed. But I feel like if I was raised in that, maybe it'd be a little different as well.
Definitely.
Like I'd maybe be like it's...
You would have some training.
I'd probably be dead already if it...
Just due to your spleen.
Exactly.
You would not be fit for Viking culture. Though there is, I believe, kind of an understanding that there are some people who are just farmers. Like not all men in Viking culture have to be a soldier or a fighter. It's just if you want to like move up in society, that's the best way.
Yeah, like
you get to keep parts of pillages. Like there are times where maybe everyone in the village will be called for like a certain thing, and you have to go out. But like in that case, it's so honor and glory based that everyone wants to get the kill first. So you could kind of just hang back for safety. Not that you would. Like you're saying, you probably would have died just because you're fighting.
But if like I almost think like they are like a ship based society, like always on boats out and about, and they're not just warrior boats and stuff. So like I do good on boats.
See, that's where I'm like, I'm
okay on boats. I'm not like a fucking sailor, but like
rowing. You can keep rowing.
Yeah,
for a while,
exactly.
With your partner next to you.
I can. I don't like get seasick too bad.
Like, I don't think I'd win too many fights at all. Like, maybe like a handful here and there, depending on the other guy I'm against, you know?
Yeah.
Or like, if my hardened life has made me like actually physically capable that I'm not. Like, transport me now? No, I would not beat a single Viking.
No, fuck no.
Never. But like, raise me in that society, like, I genetically speaking, like I have Norse, like Norwegian blood. So like genetically speaking, I should build up similarly.
I have like a baby bit, but not like enough to
matter.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's just like it's in there at some point.
But let's just nix your spleen. Let's nix your one hit KO. Let's say you can be like in the thick of it, like. Really, like,
do I know this information? Like, or like it's just was never a problem. Because like, if I'm being transported to a Viking world and I no longer have a spleen problem, I'm going buck wild, dude.
Yeah, it's like because
I'm going
Viking world, you wouldn't know you have a spleen problem. So I just want to like nix that as a potential like.
I've never been able to get into a fight because of this thing. Like, so it's like now you're putting me in a warrior culture world, and I don't have that like. Self-destruct button right here, this Achilles heel in the middle of my torso. Hell yeah. I'm going, dude, I'm double wielding axes.
Like, you'd thrive, probably.
Yeah, I'd be crazy. They're like, oh, have you heard of the Jewish Viking? Just come in like, shalom.
They would literally call you the Bear Jew.
Yes.
Like, you'd have a tattoo of bears, like, all over you.
I'm terrified of bears. And so that's like the number one animal I'm afraid of the most.
That would be your perfect like spirit animal.
What animal are you most afraid of? Like, it could be like a fish or a bug or a bird or something.
This is all in the idea of like...
What other living creature other than humans are you afraid of?
Just like never want to be near one ever. Number one for me is orca, killer whale.
That's fair.
I've seen too many videos of them literally hunting humans,
but like toying with them instead. But like it's like all this like psychological shit where they're like and they're working in unison and like kind of like fucking with you. And
like they're gorgeous creatures, you know. I think most of the deadliest, scariest things are, and I would
argue that they are like just maybe one of the most unique creatures. Like there isn't like them and the cow. Are like, and the zebra are like, there's only a few animals that are just black and white.
Then there's like a bunch of insects with patterns.
You
know.
But like, notably, even just like those three, like everything else is pretty colorful or like,
or at least as like a beige.
Yeah, or like.
Instead of the white or gray.
But, and black. Such stark like pattern to it.
Yeah. But, I mean, all that aside, you know, like this. I don't know if I've told you this before. I feel like we had to have had this conversation because I've mentioned this a lot of times to like lots of people. But I have an immense fear, a megalophobia related fear, if you will, which is just the fear of big things.
Thank you.
And like feeling small in comparison. But like in the sense, whales.
I was about to say, I am the exact same, dude. Whales, I don't ever want to be near a blue whale. I have that megalophobia thing too, dude. Like,
to a degree, you know, like, for sure.
Dude, it actually, like, it does give me anxiety even going to, like, the aquarium. Like, I went to the Atlanta Aquarium a few years ago when I got this hat. And I'm wearing the Atlanta hat, right? Yeah, okay. And they got like, you know, they got some pretty big fucking whales in there. I'm not sure if there's a blue whale. I don't know if that's possible. But even those things are like, look at this. Same thing. I feel like this is definitely kind of not nearly the same size, but like I don't want to be swallowed up like Jonah, you know, in a whale, and that's terrifying. Like that I could be such like a non-thing to them. We could accidentally eat ants. Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly like, people are like, oh, they're such gentle creatures. It's like, I'm not worried they're going to be violent. That's not what I'm worried.
No.
Except the orca which isn't technically a whale,
one.
you know, like, but it's a fish.
Killer whale.
Yeah, like it has whale in the name. People associate with whales. If you're like 10, you don't know it's not a whale usually. That being said, like, fucking, we are such non-things to them. We don't matter. Like, if we're in front of it right when it needs to, shit, gravity. All right, address that quickly.
Gravity.
I'm gonna continue. Like, if we are in like front of their path while they are attempting to swallow krill.
Have you ever seen Finding Nemo?
Like the way it
works. That was a PSA
is like
for all of us.
It creates like in a sense like, oh, there's a space for water to go into, and so it all starts being pulled into the mouth because it's
a vacuum.
Yeah, like an open pocket of air within underneath water and all that pressure. So you would get sucked right into that. Have you touched baleen? Like they're fucking, that shit is coarse and hard, and they have it so tightly packed that tiny organisms can't escape it.
How thick do you think that like wall of baleen teeth is?
Depending on the whale, I've seen at our seaside aquarium, like I remember like seeing like the area like a skeleton or a fossil or whatever. With baleen and so on.
There was one that washed up over there, and
it's like this thick sometimes, and like the molar section or like the very front section, like because they have like a weird heart shaped kind of like jutting. So the front section is thicker than like the back section. The molar section thins out. You know, it's more like a kind of like a triangle with like an indent on the bottom.
No, but I'm even talking about like the thickness of like the from front to back. Like, so if you know, like if you're trapped inside the mouth, you can't. How many feet of fucking baleen?
Sometimes I think like 2 feet.
It feels like it would be more. Like more. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe
depending on the whale entirely.
Yeah.
You know, like blue whale, I think 4 feet is perfectly plausible for a full grown blue whale.
But you can't get through that shit.
Like no way are you getting through that. And then next to like people that swim next to whales, like they could just like rotate and just bop you, break every bone in your body.
Dude, could you even imagine if like just being on one of those boats that like is one of those whale watching boats and a giant fucking blue whale come, like that's like a beautiful sight. But I'm glad I've always only seen that like on, you know, like Planet Earth and shit. Like to watch something like that jump out of the sky, like that'd be like, I've had like when I was in Turkey with my family several years ago, and we were like on a boat, and we were like just kind of driving, like, you know, the boat's going between these islands and stuff, and you're just looking out at the Mediterranean. I just had like this like anxious feeling that like there was gonna be this, you know, sea monster that was gonna rise up out of the water, and I was like, it was kind of cool and fun to like imagine, but at the same time, like if that happened, like Godzilla or something like that popped up out of the water, dude, like like
terrifying,
something that big, should not be able to like, and there's so much nothingness underneath it. Do you know what I mean? That it can hide in.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's like initially whales was my answer to your question, I guess, because of all that.
And you made me think of something else in terms of like, you know, Jonah's the one who got swallowed by the whale, right? Like that's the right?
I believe so.
Jonah or Jonas? Jonah. I think it's Jonah.
Not Jonas.
Yeah, Jonas Brothers. All the Jonas Brothers got eaten by whales.
But I always think of Pinocchio.
Yeah. I think it's also like kind of, that's like a allusion to that, you know? Because I think it's an old biblical story about a boy who gets swallowed by a whale. I don't know what happens to him, now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to propose you this Jonah hypothetical. What do you think would happen, like, if you're like, imagine you're like fucking Rambo, and you get swallowed by a whale. Like, what would it be like to shoot a gun, like an automatic gun, inside of a whale, dude? Like, because I was thinking about, like,
not fun.
You wouldn't be able to get through their baleen with your hands, but what could you use to get through all that baleen? And then obviously, I guess, like,
you have to use like a machete, I think, effectively, because if you did anything that would cause a disturbance in the mouth, they're gonna move around their mouth and like squirm and, just muscular reaction, and you're not going to bode well in that. No matter what, you need to, I think you can walk around fine. I don't think that would be too terrible. So I think Rambo with a gun.
How scary would that be, dude? To be do you think you could survive? How long do you think you could last?
I not at all.
No. Like somebody who could,
peak human,
like fucking Bear Grylls. What if we put Bear Grylls inside a whale?
So I know that they fill their mouths up with water, and then they obviously drain it with the blowhole.
So when they do go and they go get krill and stuff, do they have to because that's if we were to open, they're mammals, they have lungs. They if we were to open our mouths underwater, you have to go back up to eventually spit, and you can't have water resting in your lungs and stuff like that.
And at least they need to get air,
And that's how they shoot it out.
As whales, they can they're built to hold on, breath holds, it's Tom Cruise can do 5-minute water breath holds, Charlize Theron actually I think did a 10 or 13-minute one or something, or something wild.
Oh, I know.
Fucking the.
I think it was Jessica Chastain.
That might be it. So someone who
Maybe.
Totally unexpected just did a crazy water breath hold. Even fucking who's the guy? Is it David Blaine?
David Blaine is a guy. What are we talking about?
Or the guy who did held his breath underwater for
I think
30 minutes or something.
I think he did something like that.
Yeah, on live television. David Blaine, he would be my best bet, or someone like him who can hold their breath for a long time, because I have no clue how much water will fill in their mouth.
But you need to be ready to...
You need to be able to be ready and hold your breath when they do that and float up with it, hopefully, if there's room to breathe. Secondarily, food source is going to be real scarce, and you're not going to be able to eat anything raw other than maybe the krill as well.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to puke from all the salt in the water. And then you're going to have something to grab onto so the water doesn't push you into his digestive system. So you're going to have to hold on to the baleen, which I would assume would eventually shred your hands with being soaked in water. If you had a wetsuit on, maybe you'd be good.
So the best way to prep for this is you got gloves on, you got a good wetsuit, you bring a pack, one of those waterproof camel packs
filled with,
and you put a bunch of foods that you can't eat and that won't go bad if gets all water inside them and stuff,
yeah, just stuff that will work for you.
A knife or a machete, maybe just a knife.
Machete might be too big, but if you can bring it, I say fucking bring it to break through that wall of baleen. Maybe even if you're able to, if it's too big, or you have no clue where you're at or something, or you just need to make sure you're somewhere safe, it's up reaching, before you break out or whatnot, carve yourself a little hidey hole, into the side.
Yeah, just get in there and then use the but make it a flap, so you can pull it back up and just kind of let all the shit happen and live in its teeth, live in the whale's teeth.
That would be wild. You'd be a cavity.
Yeah, you made a cavity. Literally, you made a cavity in the whale's teeth.
It'd be disgusting the whole time. It'd be absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it's not. There's a reason why people don't live in whales now. It doesn't sound pleasant.
But have you, just kind of moving on, or I guess back a little bit, have you ever seen videos of orcas chasing people or attempting to fuck up people?
No, but just kind of, I want to hear more about, in this tangent, but just a buddy of ours, who, our buddy Keanu, I think I don't know where he was, but I saw on his Instagram that they were kayaking or something by orcas. Did you see that?
No, but that is one. So
that's
dude, love.
I was so baffled that he did that. They were that close, and because there was a guide and stuff. I guess I think it was maybe a big. I don't know what the fuck it was.
No, it's a kayak. I just I'm gonna tell you right now because I love watching videos of orcas. and specifically like it's like because it's terrifying. Fear? Yeah, like it's just like I literally am like, are you like I'm just like, are you fucking kidding? That's how did you like? Because I know they made it to post the video, you know, it's not flagged on YouTube. Yeah, you know? Like so, it's like to a certain extent. Like I saw this one.
I'm the same way with just like any encounter in the woods where they're like backpedaling and like it's like a cougar or a bear, which I'm most scared of. Mm-hmm. Cougars definitely still, you know, but bears are my number one.
It's like the people that like, you know, like kayaking with orcas to me for like that fear, I guess, is the equivalent of like that guy who like walks on all fours with the bears, you know, and like goes up and like hugs them and wrestles them and shit, you know, like those people.
Oh, in terms of like this is like an experience, it's interaction.
Like, yeah, thing. Like you're swimming with these orcas, but the thing is, orcas hunt by flipping things that are mildly above them. They come from below. So if you're already on the top, you're in prime hitting territory. And sometimes they base it, like shark attacks attacking surfers, that's because they mistake them for seals. Yeah. You know, based on shape.
And like the wetsuit color and stuff.
Yeah, it's like orcas are big. If they knock you over, they get fucking close to those kayaks. Like, I get so sweaty watching them just like literally you could reach out and pet it, like, type of deal. Like, if they went hard enough, like, or decided to do a breach, just boom, flip, boom, out of the kayak, boom, you're a dude. Oh, is that a seal? Dead. I would just assume you're dead. Like,
absolutely, man. Like I think I've seen that Planet Earth one, you know, where like how they like were toying with this little like seal pup on a piece of glass. Yeah, and like they're just like rocking or on piece of ice, you know, and they're like kind of just like rocking it, but like it's two of them strategically doing it to like roll this little fucking like pig in a blanket off the table into one of their mouths. It's like I remember like I actually told I was probably too high or something, but I was like, I can't watch this right now. Like, this is actually giving me such anxiety because it's for some reason it does seem like they're enjoying it. Do you know what I mean?
They love it.
They love to kill.
They're like literally they're
like what's that dude like Patrick Bates like fucking. You know, American Psycho with it. You know, like they're listening. That's them listening to jazz. You know, like putting on the fucking poncho while their victim's just drunk sitting there, and you know they're about to just body their body with an axe, just fucking.
Oh yeah,
chop down.
They play with their food. You know, they're fucking toddlers.
That's so weird. So scary.
Actually, worse than cats. Like cats are known.
Yeah, like they get a mouse.
It's like, but the thing is, like, the mouse, like, is, like, kind of, like, skirting around, you know? Like, and then the cat's like, oh, it reacts when it moves. The orca will be like, oh, I'm gonna make this thing, like, torture over and over again, even until it's dead. Not because... oh, look, it moved. Yeah, you know, like, it's, like, not like it's, like, attention suddenly is grabbed onto it. And, like, it's like
let's see what's going to happen next. It's like, no, like, I'm just, like, coming at you.
Yeah, and I'm just having fun now.
Yeah.
And, like, it's like a much, like...
yeah, there's no back and forth on it. It's like, no, I'm dominating you. Yeah. No. That's insane.
Flippin' terrifying.
I agree. Yeah, like... orcas are, I guess, for me, the bears of the sea.
You've heard it here first. Orcas are bears of the sea.
They are sea bears. And, but, like, on land, dude, I don't think there is anything... even, okay, like, the reason bears are almost their own sea bears. Do you know what I mean? Like, they could fuck you up in water, too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're great swimmers. Not great, but they can swim. That's for fucking sure.
And some of them can climb.
Do you know what I'm also terrified to? I don't think I'd ever want to see other than in a zoo. Is a hippo.
Yeah.
I've heard too many crazy stories about hippos. They're
territorial.
They can run 25 miles an hour, dude.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
That's faster than us, for sure. Like, I think like the max a human can really honestly get is like 15, maybe 20.
On
if
average,
they're like
Usain Bolt,
yeah, exactly. Like the fastest man, like on average being for the most smallest percentile of the fastest people on Earth.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like most people are like probably going like 4 at like, and then like completely out of wind for like they ran for like 20 seconds. 4 is even probably too high.
No, 4 is really slow. Like
4 mile at your. What do you think your top speed is running?
My top. I mean,
or like the average. Yeah.
I mean, average. I would say average is probably closer to like 8 to 10, just because like the treadmills, you tend to max out at like 10 to 15.
Okay, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then some of them go up to like 20. And like I remember I saw like that one video of like those like high school track girls running and like they're just like showing their speeds, and it's literally insane. Like, cause like the different heights had different like leg speeds, but like some of them are just going like
you should only be able to. I'm just realizing that there should not be like I've seen so many like America's Funniest Home Videos is pretty much based on like treadmill accidents and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, why do they give the common consumer that level of speed in that pack? Do you know what I mean? Like, why does it even go that high?
I mean, that's the goal. I mean, like,
I mean that's the goal.
I was able to run at the 8 mile an hour mark at my mom's treadmill.
That's
in,
great.
Elementary and high school. Like,
I'm saying 20, dude. Like, why is it going to 20? That's where people get hurt.
I thought you were saying 10.
No, not, dude.
It's like 10 miles an hour is not like too crazy to get to a home consumer.
We shouldn't be running. No, I don't think. Why do they sell treadmills that can
do that?
Get higher than the average human fast speed?
I think the idea is that like anyone who has a treadmill probably is aiming to just be faster than the average, or is already. If you are insane enough to buy a machine to just run in your house, you like running. And if you like running, you're better at it than the average person.
But I don't think anyone is using like the top-notch setting of the fastest speed on a treadmill.
No, they have to make sure that...
I saw this video of like this 8-year-old boy, I think it was on like SportsCenter's Instagram or something like that. And it's like this kid, like it's obviously like a training facility, or like some type of big gym. And it's like an 8-year-old kid and like the guy's, speeding it up and the kid kind of lifts himself on and then he's fucking sprinting and stuff, but the guy's got his hand behind his back like the whole time and then his other hand on the like the control settings and stuff, Mm-hmm. So it's like, because there's just actually no way that that's ever safe. You know what I mean? Like, even if you are able to run 20 miles an hour, that's with the idea that you are able to produce the speed to run at 20 miles an hour and that the ground is still staying stable. Not that the ground is moving at 20 miles an hour. Like, that's out of this world bad, dude.
And it's like also I don't know how often you ran on a treadmill. My mom owned a treadmill for
I remember like playing on yours and stuff.
Like that, when it would get into those higher speeds, like on it, like it would be so difficult to stop. Like I would literally have to do that thing where I grab with both hands and lift my feet.
That's kind of how the kid got on the thing at first too,
So that way, because my feet want to keep moving and my body wants to have momentum still, But if I just plant my feet off, that my body's it just didn't want to.
You're still being put, the last point of contact.
I just shock absorb everything in the air and then set myself down, and my legs still want to keep running because I was just going faster and for a prolonged amount of time than I normally ever do.
That's it. See, that's even the funny thing I'm thinking about too, where it's there must have been a point where all right, we got this thing that makes the ground move at fast speeds and you can run at it in your house, and just stationary. And when did they do you think
they probably got enough reviews?
When did they put the?
I wish
when
it
did
went
they
faster?
Or do you think it was to me it feels like we are still at the precipice of treadmill technology. you know, and like what it is to become.
It's just the beginning.
If like every like you know like what's that shit that everyone Peloton? That's Peloton's taken over for now, but treadmills have just become dangerous. They're a dangerous household object.
People always slam down.
This may be actually not even if treadmills don't get their shit together here, like I'm about to suggest, it might be over for treadmills. Because it is just an America's Funniest Home Video factory, dude. People just getting hurt on those things.
Treadmills are done for.
Like, other than at a gym. Where, like, that...
Most people, I feel like, would rather go for, like, the treadmills that, like...
The elliptical?
Like, either the elliptical or, like, like, those weird, like, half elliptical, half treadmill things. Or, like, it is a treadmill, but, like, it's, like, a stair-stepper type of deal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of like... And the it's kind of... You know, you remember I used to call the elliptical eucalyptus?
Yeah.
Couldn't get it right.
And then...
I'm proud of myself now.
You used to call... Cesar Chavez, Cesar Milan.
Yep.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. They're both the same.
Just classic swaps.
Yes, you know. Little Caesars. Man, no, I'd kill for a Little Caesars right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Does that not sound good?
Sounds pretty good. I would enjoy a snack right now.
Yeah.
Very much.
I'm pretty hungry. Should we take a break?
I think it's time.
Yeah.
The tummy beckons.
The tummy is rumbling. Maybe we got little people in us like we're whales.
Maybe. Maybe. And on that note,
we'll catch you after our break in a word from our sponsors. Should we clap?
Yeah.
Welcome back to Twisted Talk. We're talking about big, scary animals.
And I wanted to kind of rephrase it a little bit. Full whimsy, full like fantastical idea. You know, like it's just like full. You can do whatever you want. All right, imagine.
I love
imagination unlocked.
Whimsy. I like that word.
It's a great word.
I'm
I love
stoned
using it.
And I like it. Whimsy.
We. You just broken.
Whimsy. Okay,
it's a fun word. You're gonna lose its significance though. But keep the whimsy in your brain. Say we had an Astoria Zoo.
Yes.
What animals will we fill in it? And say we could like recreate their biomes. You know, it doesn't matter like, you know, what animal. You know, like
I mean like
starting with the most terrifying animal.
Are we doing like Zoo Tycoon thing here where like it can be I can pick any animals, or am I like trying to make an Astoria Zoo that's like here's Astoria animals, just like Zoo you got to go to different places to get
imagination whimsy Zoo Tycoon. Like it's like I think, you know, this has a blue whale section, killer whale section, and a fucking like bear section.
Dude, we got to find out if
like
you know, keep the mics live while I look if there is even a blue whale in a zoo. Is that possible? Yeah.
It's like I don't think
is that legal?
It's like,
is there a facility big enough?
That would be wild. If there is...
Is it dumb that... Maybe,
it's inhumane, probably, wherever
like
it is.
SeaWorld, yeah.
Yeah, like...
Blue whale exhibit.
But, you know, just kind of a callback to the Astoria Zoo, you know, but also just, like, framing this, like, terrifying... Like, what would be so cool to see in a zoo? Like, an animal that I would only ever feel comfortable seeing in a zoo is, like, kind of what I would imagine... for this zoo, so to speak.
Well, just for the record, while animals such as the beluga whale and killer whale can be found in captivity, the largest living animal in the world, the blue whale, is too large to be held in captivity. However, over the years, the blue whale has become very popular among whale watchers. These whales are estimated to live at least 80 years. Okay, well, then, if anything, we could turn if anything... I would use. Do I have like a budget here, or I have a whimsical unlimited budget?
Unlimited, yeah.
Then I'm working very, very hard to build the very first blue whale, like captivity.
Why wouldn't that be
Nativity
sick to be able to see one of those actually in person, but not have to worry
in a
for
controlled
your life?
sense?
Yeah, like that's what I meant.
How much glass are you looking through, dude?
I mean, the thing is, it would be like a whale watcher scenario still, where like, because the way most sea creatures work is a lot of the time they can't stop moving for very long, if at all. So like, he would have to have so much space that he could feel like he's doing like his migratory thing, you know, like
You just yeah,
and doesn't feel trapped, and like so there would be points, periods where you probably don't get to see him.
dude. Even as I'm saying this, it's back to big scary animals, man. Like I don't. I can't imagine. My mind just immediately wanders to how that could go so badly.
Like Jurassic Park level.
But not even like they're such docile creatures, but they are truly the largest creatures on the planet that they like. It's like just being a big clumsy oaf. Do you know what I mean? Like if they were like I'm imagining even like how this really would be possible. The best way this could be possible is like, have you ever been to like one of those like zoos or like aquarium things where like you kind of, I got to do this at the Atlanta Aquarium again. Shout out the Atlanta Aquarium. It's fucking dope. It really is. But there's like these parts where you can like, you kind of crawl into this little crawl space thing and like you pop your head up into this little plastic dome that's in like the penguin, like little biome, little habitat. And that's like, you would have to like build underground. Like, dude, I don't even like, but that's not possible because there's like, whales aren't like going into like river canyons and stuff where you can like build underground and build those little dome shields. Because like, that's the only way I could see it being safe. Because then you're still like tethered to the earth and they're not going to like ram themselves into like the ground. Do you know what I mean? But
actually, I think the only way you would be able to do that is if the whole blue whale exhibit was like beneath the zoo and the whole zoo was like over water. And so the thing just swam underneath the entire park the whole time. And like, it was like elevated, obviously.
It's like a floating zoo.
Not floating, like it would be like elevated, I guess, in a sense.
Or like maybe like take an
built
old
on floating
like
things.
A fucking like oil rig kind of deal, like how they
stuff like that.
Isn't that crazy? Someone was saying like even like the idea of building bridges and stuff like
like because like bridges, like a basically a giant ass bridge. Imagine that, like except with
maybe not as tall as the Megler.
Yeah, not tall. More built for stability, and there would be like. Just points, obviously. Like, I think the bridge would, like, all the structure points would be, like, built on perimeter initially. Like, I have no clue if it would ever work because bridge technology probably isn't that far. But, like, whimsy, imagination, like, something, like, above where you could look down through, like, a clear, plating or whatnot.
Yeah.
And just...
There's a whale under there.
Yeah, and...
Like... Dude, that word you taught me earlier, Megaphobia, man. Like, that sounds awful, even as great. I agree 100% with the design, and if I were, like, a business partner on this with you or something, I'm like, congrats, Riley. Like, I'm so glad that we fucking figured out how to, like, I'm glad bridge technology is here now. That we can finally build our, like, bridge zoo over the ocean that lets you walk on top of this glass and there is a blue whale like beneath us that like everyone can go can see it anytime.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm never going there. Let me just send me the checks, dude. You know what I mean? I swear to God, I'm never going to look at that. That sounds it's going to turn into a Jurassic Park situation where it's like
entirely
like tourists, not the first Jurassic Park where it's just the small, like one of the other movies where they attack the park while people are in it. It would be such a bad... Oh my God, it gives me anxiety Do you know what really just gave me the most anxiety? This is going to sound crazy, but thinking about the insurance. The insurance on a whale zoo is got to be astronomical, dude.
That just really is deeply embedded from the New Yorker in you.
Oh my God. And all of the business shit I've been doing lately, God damn, that is scary. Oh.
The fucking, like liability that goes with that whole setup.
Because, like, what if, like, you can't stop the whale if it's trying to break through the glass? Do you know, like, for whatever reason, whether it is of malicious, like, oh, this whale's gone crazy and it's trying to eat everyone for some reason, or it's just, like, doesn't even know what it's doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, like, maybe it's, like, feels like, you know, like when you, like, lean up against a window. And it just breaks. Like,
it would have to be an insane level of window technology, you know, to be able.
So bridge and window technology are not there yet for this.
Suspension, I guess, technology and window technology are not there.
I love that all these we're describing all this type of just technology just because we don't know exactly what we're talking about.
Well, it's like
bridge technology. What was?
No one has any clue how to make a captive blue whale that we could observe. You know, that's literally something that absolutely no one's like, how?
We can observe them, but we can't. We have to go where they're at.
Yeah, like out in the wild. Like,
so, okay, I will try and figure out a way with you right now. How would you put a blue whale in captivity? How would we do that? So it's like that build. So we can't build a bridge thing on top of it. How are we gonna make an exhibit? It's like, so you get like. How is that?
I just thought of some Spy Kids level shit. You know, it's like, you know.
There's no way, actually. Like, you'd have to rent out a river.
Yeah, no. And well, more than a river. You know, like, because they need to be able to rotate.
You actually do have to build on top of the ocean. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
There's literally no way to do that.
You have to build out, like, on the, like, if we took the Pacific garbage patch and, like, literally managed to, like, turn that into an island.
And hollowed it out, but, like, kept it a ring of trash.
Yeah. That would be the only conceivable way I could see.
How do we get rid of all that trash?
They're working on it. It'll take.
I think the best way too long, but you send it to space.
A long time. The whale. Send the whale to space.
The trash.
I just imagined. Like,
I also imagined, but for some reason I imagined but it had like. The glass bowl around its head, but it's still just a whale. Like nothing else, just a glass bowl on its head.
It's like half filled with water.
I guess, does it need water?
I think to stay moist. I think there's maybe just for swimming purposes. I don't know.
Like, does a whale need water?
Like, I know, like, their skin does. They're born. Because it's built to, like, you know, to survive.
Water
in like a water condition, like
yes.
You know,
they got
like,
thick hides,
like so, but it needs to
thick whale hides.
Too.
It's got to be moisturized, thick whale hides.
The nice thickest whale hide on the market.
Moisturized pores of an angel.
Side tangent, but Kyle, keeping it in the thing. Terrifying animal, but like
big?
Not big, but something I would like in the Astoria Zoo. You know, this imagined zoo,
whimsical zoo.
But also just on the terms of hide, something I learned recently: kangaroos. First off, that's the animal.
I know exactly. Yes,
they have insanely tough hides. Apparently, like the toughest.
I know exactly where we don't. Like
the whips and shit,
dude. Yeah, exactly. Could you imagine having a leather jacket made of kangaroo leather?
That would be insane. I would feel so powerful.
That feels like, yeah, dude. I'd be doing that. I'd be like puffing my chest out like the kangaroos do in the video all the time.
I would feel like the spirit of the kangaroo strength would be in.
Continue to vamp. I'm gonna look up how much.
A kangaroo leather jacket is.
There's got to be.
I can only imagine it'd be absurdly expensive.
Kangaroo leather jacket.
Like,
Oh, whoa.
They'd be...
Holy fuck, yeah. Men's Ben... This one's for 600, 420.
Okay, cheaper than I was imagining,
375.
honestly.
There's a 95 one. David Outwear Salvador leather jacket.
Is it made of real kangaroo leather?
I don't know.
That's the
Oh,
key.
this is faux leather. Genuine leather. What the? Well, this is. Look at this fucking thing. It looks like a bunch of bananas.
What?
This Bottega Veneta. I'm gonna text you this link so that
I can check it out.
Yeah, then you can put the picture up right here so people can see what the fuck we're talking about. But dude, look at this. This is weird as hell.
That looks so comfy though.
What?
No, like straight up.
Okay, it looks comfy, but like I'd only wear that like in a hotel in my hotel. Like I'd expect that.
I wouldn't wear that anywhere. I would wear that
in house.
In my house.
Yeah, I mean like in a hotel room.
Like
I'm not going in the lobby. I mean, you know,
like I would love that. Just purely, it's like,
dude, this is
a pillow jacket.
It looks like a bunch of bananas.
It looks like a bunch of foxtails to me.
It looks like a bunch of llama dicks. I don't know what a llama dick looks like, but that's what I imagine a llama dick to look like.
I was like, I don't know what
that's
a
what
llama
I think
dick
a
looks
bunch
like.
of llama dicks looks like. A whole bundle of llama dicks.
Just
this model is wearing.
I don't know if there's any species out there where it's like
all
dick
furry.
Is all furry, all the way to the tip. You know, like hormone monster
Llamas,
level.
Actually, you'd be surprised. Llamas surprisingly have very, very fluffy dicks.
Very fluffy dicks. This is my llama.
I saw it on David Attenborough was talking in depth about it one time.
About the fluffy dicked llama.
Well, llamas have fluffy dicks. Little known fact.
Like,
as we move across the planet to Iowa.
Why Iowa?
I think there's llamas in Iowa.
I mean,
we can go down to Peru and really see the ones hopping around the mountains.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure llamas come from like South America.
But I'm David Attenborough and I run the show here. And we're looking at the fluffy dicked llamas of Iowa.
It's like Iowa's the only place that has fluffy dicked llamas.
Those other ones hopping around the mountains just got regular skin dicks. Just like you and me. But in Iowa,
the Jewish llamas,
the winters are so cold. The Jewish ones cut them off?
The Jewish ones have circumcised dicks, shaved tips.
Shaved tips.
Yeah.
So it's still just like, it looks like a baby lamb. The leg of a baby lamb.
The leg of a baby lamb?
It's like a leg.
Like a little like hoof thing at the end?
There's no hoof. It's your urethra down there. It's still a dick.
Are you still talking as David Attenborough?
I'm in character. Yeah. Okay, I'll just talk as me and tell you about the fluffy dicked llama of Iowa. Is that better? Does that make you feel better?
I was just like, well, we're talking about like, you know, like...
There's no hoofs at the end of a llama dick. I'll just put an end to that now. Just put that to bed.
Just like when
tuck
you're
that
comparing
in.
It to like
good night.
Sheep leg. I understand now.
Like the calf muscle of a.
Nah, I'm confused again.
Well, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like not the foot, just the leg.
Just the leg
of a baby lamb.
Like chop
That's
it off
what the
ankle.
fluffy dicked llama's fluffy dick looks like.
I feel like.
And that's what that lady is wearing a whole coat of. So, PETA, get your ass down to Iowa and protect these fucking llamas, because fucking Vogue is... Bottega Veneta is going to town slaughtering... I don't know what this is.
Bottega Veneta.
Bottega Veneta. That sounds fancy. They got a really fancy website.
That's a fun thing to say.
It's Also $28,000.
That's much more in line with what I was imagining.
What is it?
What is it made of, actually?
Yes, because... What the fuck? Only one item left, $28,000. I'm guessing the color... This is butter, because it just says butter on it.
There probably is only one made.
Details. It's a shearling coat with padded tails. It's 100% lambskin. So it is fucking fluffy dick of llama, like the baby lamb leg. It's just baby lamb leg.
Yeah, I was like, it's not llama. It's
made
lamb.
in Italy.
Of course.
It's an oversized fit. No shit. I would never wear this.
I mean, other than for like cozy movie night, like just on your couch, just like popcorn, like your hands are free.
What would it take for you to actually be like, okay, I gotta buy this?
Honestly, if I had just the money to where that was nothing to me, I would buy it purely for the fact of two reasons. One, it is the only one of its kind, and I would think it would be comfy. like for the exact scenario I'm saying. And then two, Travis Scott's song 3,500 for the coat. Nah, bitch, 28,000
for the llama dick coat.
28,000 for the coat. Hey, 28,000 for the coat. Like, that's one of the most baller things that you could kind of be like, yeah, I have a coat that costs 28,000 and I only wear it for movies.
Okay, what would you do if you couldn't buy it?
I wouldn't buy it.
But you had to steal it.
I wouldn't steal it.
You had to steal it.
Like, it's my life or steal his jacket type deal.
Yeah, gun to your head.
And the whole time?
Get that llama dick coat, or else.
Are you asking
We'll kill cats and
so when you ask me what would I do, are you asking me what would I do with the jacket, or are you asking me like my heist plan?
Now it's a heist. Now it's a fluffy llama dick coat heist.
Well, I mean, I would initially wait for it to get purchased first, I guess, because I feel like it'd be easier to steal
from a consumer than from the
building or
from the producer.
Housed. Like, they probably have security guards like posted and only like one or two entrances, and it's the only it's probably somewhere hidden.
It's at the Bottega Veneta.
It does sound like a place.
Yeah, it sounds like a fucking bodega. I almost keep saying Bottega Veneta. They got a really great fucking hero sandwich.
Bodega Veneta, like
Bodega Veneta.
Veneta Boulevard or something.
Veneta Bodega. We should start a bodega here. I'm so pissed there isn't a bodega here.
The closest thing we got is Shortstop.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And like Mini Mart.
Yeah. Dude.
But like Mini Mart is actually a gas station. So like Shortstop not being a gas station is why I like closest thing.
Exactly.
Before that, Peter Pan.
Yes.
But it closes too early.
And now they got the creepiest painting in there. If you're listening and you own the Peter Pan now, get rid of that painting. You've seen it, right? We're gonna put a picture right here again. Dude, the painting is like, are you serious? It's like the entire size of the wall. And it's like this picture of like Peter Pan, like the Disney Peter Pan, like coming out of the wall. Like almost like it looks like it's just all black background and then like Peter Pan. And he's huge, dude. And it looks like he's got a huge, not even a huge, like a baby boner, dude. It's just like there's a bulge. It's weird, man. It's like, what's going on?
Well, he is an adult.
But it's like, it's also like,
up.
It's level with your eye. Man, like that's right where because it's the whole size of the wall.
They're enticing you to do something.
Disney, if you're listening, sue them. Get rid of this painting. It can't be there. Peter Pan was a great little like family market, and now it's like you don't need this painting.
I mean, it's still a great market.
I've heard the sandwiches there are good. I've yet to actually go since They didn't change. I've gone to get shit from there, but haven't gotten any of the sandwiches.
Yeah, and for those...
And I avoid eye contact with that fucking... It's also got a real sinister look in its eyes.
You avoid eye contact, so you just look dead ahead?
Yeah, and if I'm looking dead ahead, I'm just looking at this bowl, just like... I'm getting attacked at all angles. I'm just looking at my feet while I'm in here.
Don't look at that one wall.
Luckily that my back is turned to that wall when you're, like, paying and stuff. But, like, if you were to go sit down and eat there's a table that's just, like...
Underneath its steak.
And then, like, and he's like, you know how painting's eyes kind of just follow you wherever you're at? Even then, it's just looking down at you.
His one eye.
It's looking down at you over his...
Through his
like,
pants.
I'm going to teabag you. I'm gonna fucking... That's not how he talks, I guess, but...
Remake all of Peter Pan with that voice.
Yeah, that voice. I'm still a boy just like the rest of you guys.
Wendy.
Hey, Wendy, what's up? Want to fly with my little fairy?
But yeah, that's the closest thing we have to a bodega.
Lost Boys.
It closes early. It opens up a little late. I don't think it's open all the time. And it has a creepy painting mural thing, apparently, that they need to get rid of.
Yep. Our bodega wouldn't.
But, like, for those of you who are ever in Astoria, I do recommend the food. And it's in a good spot. Just
Peter
purely,
Pan? Yes.
Purely you should go just to see this.
Take a picture with the dick of Peter Pan.
Minimum, make it
Take a selfie.
Thing, you know? Go proudly with Peter Pan.
And tag Riley. That's at Newt Flute on Instagram.
And tag Rye KRLLY as well.
I think it's right. It's like Rye Kelly.
Rye Kelly?
Yeah.
Not Rye K, really?
It was for a while. But then I think that just got confusing. I even started getting confused.
Is it Rye Kelly or is it just Rye Kelly?
It's just Rye Kelly.
Well, yeah. With that being said, plug in the Instagrams. Like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz.
Twiddle my twaddle and fiddle his foddle, you know?
Mm-hmm. And we'll catch you next time.
I'm so hungry, I could eat a whale.
Yeah. That'd definitely be on the menu at the Astoria Zoo, is whale.
What? Wait.